Morning, everyone. Hello and welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg. I have a project to share with you on this fun Tuesday. So I also have my Christmas gnomes on because 'tis the season, right? December is here, Thanksgiving is behind us, and it's time to move on. So we are full on steam for Christmas, but the project I'm going to share with you is one that is great if you haven't done your holiday cards yet or your holiday projects and you're looking for something left to do. You have time to still get things in, to get things ordered. But we're going to use Happy Hibiscus and the Happy Hibiscus embossing folder, which is a 3D and so beautiful. The hybrid embossing folders use a die to die cut and emboss at the same time, so you get these fantastic dimensional images. So we're going to show those, and it's also a stamp set and die set that are not necessarily tied to the holidays. I happen to love them in red and green for Christmas and these December festivities, but you should rest assured that this is something that if you like the cards that I'm showing, you'll be able to use them kind of literally all year long. Just change out the colors. Instead of Poppy Parade, use Melon Mambo, or use something bright and yellowy, Peach Pie while it's around, or there's lots and lots of good choices for this stamp set, so don't feel like these are just Christmas projects. You probably don't want to use the same greetings that we're going to use because Christmas labels is what we're going to use today, and they're very Christmassy. But I also want to remember to show you, I have several things to show you at the end of our video today. Hey, Joan. Oh, thanks, Tanya. One is about the Last Chance products. This is a reminder, Last Chance products were announced today. Christmas labels and its dies are on that list, and you know I've been like using them nonstop for months now. So those are ones to check out. Plus another, I have a whole stack over here, and I will show you the stack so that you can run through those. Some of them are discounted, some not. And then also, this is your note. If you thought that you missed out on the 12 Days of Advent crafting calendar, I have 2 left. And when they're gone, they're gone. But we were like the elves in Santa's workshop here in the last couple of days, with my friends Sandy and Linda, just trying to get them all bundled and wrapped and tagged and all the fun things. So these boxes, are super duper cute and filled with all of the, holiday goodness and so forth. So if you, thought you missed out on the chance to get those, I, put the link in the video description. And it's reopened, and I have 2 more. So when they're gone, they're gone. So don't wait if you're like, oh, okay, wait, yes, I do want that. I can get them mailed as soon as today. So anyway, I think probably we should start making a card, right? Okay, so let me switch my camera down. Hey, Sue, thank you. And we are going to work with our hybrid embossing folder here. Now, I'm going to show you, basically, this is a card layout that we've used before. It's the Seatbelt card, and it was shared by my friend Rox Brune in Hawaii with me. And then I made a version of it here. I'll kind of give you the sneak preview with the Mediterranean blooms from the annual book, the annual catalog. And it's like a seatbelt because it kind of just goes together like this, right? So I have another really cool version of this card to share with you, but it has some extra steps in it because we want to make the most of the hybrid embossing folder and have this be on the front of our card. So I'll show you how to do this with this extra step and also without, if you want to feature just some fun, pretty holiday paper like these Reindeer Days papers. These are also on the retiring, the Last Chance list. So remind me to tell you a little bit more about Last Chance if you're like, wait, what's this Last Chance thing? All right. So for our layers, I have my card here. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, we're sunny here too. This is a half sheet of Granny Apple Green cardstock. I've scored it in the middle so I know where my center is. And I have a piece of 4" by 5 1/4" two-tone cardstock. So this comes from the two-tone Reindeer Days papers. And these are the new cardstocks that we sort of inherited from our close to my heart friends, but in Stampin' Up colors and in Stampin' Up coordinating shades and so forth. So they're darker on one side and lighter the other. There you can see the best, I think, here on the Real Red. So I'm using one of these. So it is the Granny Apple Green, and we're going to put the light side up. And what I need to do now is I need to poke a hole right through the front of our card And we're gonna use the Spotlight on Nature dies. So these are great for circles here. And just a moment of silence maybe, because also on the last chance list are the Everyday Details dies. So pull them out here. So these guys, the circles and the rectangles and so forth here. These were my go-to for so long until I started using Spotlight on Nature a little bit more. But these are fantastic and they are heavily discounted on the last chance list. So if you want these and you don't have them, or you do have them, use them all the time and need a second set, this is the time to get them. So there's a link in the video description to all of the last chance products, and you can get those on there. So, all right, we're gonna use Spotlight on Nature though, and I'm going to go ahead and pop a piece of washi tape here on the front of our cardstock. I've got this lined up, dum-da-dum, and I think I want it down a little bit more, so we'll pop that on there. Now, what we need to do is we need to make sure that these two pieces of cardstock don't shift against each other, because we want to have our holes line up in the same place. So what I'm gonna do is just take a piece of washi tape here on the edge and run that along. Now, you can do this a couple ways. You can use a piece of washi tape like this. You could put just one little bit of adhesive here at the corner, but remember, we're gonna put this through our die cut machine, so it's gonna press really hard. So you wanna make sure that whatever adhesive you use to do this sort of first cut, that adhesive has to be really light. So I will say I did this earlier, and I forgot that I had to pull the layers apart again. You'll see why. But I ended up like just taking the adhesive I had put seal on the back, and I pressed it against my jeans a bunch of times to pick up those fibers, so that it would not be quite so tight of a bond between those fibers. Would kind of mess up the adhesion between the two layers. So, all right, let's bring this back here. And now I have two layers here of our circle. One from the two-tone cardstock, and it's really a great match, honestly. One of our cardstock, which we're going to use, and then I have these two layers here, and I'm just gonna really carefully pull these two apart. I don't want to tear the edge of my paper. There we go. Set our die aside here, and same here. I don't want to tear the edge of the cardstock. I knew when I put this washi tape down that it was dangerous, because it's right against a score, and sometimes the score line damages the top of the cardstock just a little bit. Well, it definitely does, but then it can make it a little bit easier to tear. So be very gentle here, peeling away this washi tape. Like I said, that die cut machine just really smashes it down flat. So, whew. Okay. All right, now the reason we needed this separate is because we need to put this through our embossing folder. So we have this gorgeous pattern here, and we're gonna use this as the front of our card. So you can kind of like try to pick and choose where you want your pieces to be, but honestly, it's just pretty all over, so I don't think it matters too much. So I'm just gonna throw it in here, and then let's step back over and do our die cut, or our embossing. Now, this is a 3D embossing folder, but this time I'm using it without the die in it. So I've just got my plate number 1, my folder, and with its paper and my specialty plate. And when I bring this back over, we have our paper here, which is beautifully embossed, okay? So the cardstock embosses just as well. It also looks fantastic, but I really liked having this two-tone option just for a lighter layer for the front of our card, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my multi-purpose liquid glue. Do you guys do that? Do you find yourself always tapping your glue down when you're ready to use it? When I tap it down like that, it means that the glue inside is all the way down here at the tip and ready for action. Because when I lay it down sideways like this, or heaven forbid like this, don't do this, don't lay it on the table like that. When I lay it down sideways, the glue falls to the bottom here, and so then when I try and squish it, there's no glue at the tip. So if you tap it down, it's kind of like the quick version of the like mercury thermometer or whatever. So you guys all remember mercury thermometers? I remember being confounded by them as a kid. I could never read them. I couldn't figure out how to get them to go back to 0. all those things. Hey, Mary Ellen. Hi, Alice. Good morning. Our Californians are representing this morning. All right, so now we have our pretty layered embossed piece there, okay? So we're gonna fold our card front. And now let's work on the inside of our card. So we're gonna bring in some of the florals from Happy Hibiscus and a piece of scrap paper, which I didn't get a clean one earlier, so we're just gonna use one that's already marked up. Oh, this is like a sneak preview here. I'll show you. These little guys, these are our seashells. Oop, too close. They're seashells. They're from the Seagulls set that's going to be part of Celebration, which starts in January, not until late this year, January 7th or 6th or something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to stamp here with some of our florals. I'm gonna grab two, just this guy here, I think maybe, and our smaller flower. And then we're also going to need our large flower overlay, but not till later. And this is where, if you look at these stamps, you can see that there are lots of great choices for all kinds of different greetings in this stamp set. You make me smile. Thanks for being so kind. Congratulations. These are the sentiments that you'll use all year long. So you're going to want to pull some Christmas ones. Ta-da! From a Christmas-specific stamp set if you're making your holidays. So, all right, we're gonna pop our Poppy Parade pad here. And let's see, we'll add some flowers down here at the bottom. So this is gonna be the inside of our card. Look at that newly inked pad, so deep and so beautiful. I think my Granny Apple is not so inked here. So we're gonna have a lesson in inking because it does not match at all with my other here. Okay, so I have my Granny Apple Green ink refill, and I'm gonna take this and pop the lid off, shake it down so the ink's at the top. And when I ink pads, I like to kind of go back and forth, and then I use the tip to just squish that ink in, okay? So you wanna make sure the ink is not sitting flat on top of the pad. You wanna make sure that it is going in, and I might have used a lot here because it's wanting to sit on top. It's okay, just take your time. So a number of people have different ways to do this. If you don't mind inking up your bone folders, you can use a bone folder to push the ink in. I've myself found that a plastic spoon can work really well, the back of a plastic spoon. You basically just wanna work a little bit of that ink into the top of your pad there so that you have an even ink coating. So let's go ahead and pull our stamp here, and this is why I love, there we go, scrap paper, because it's so easy to have some space to kind of try things out and make sure that they're going to stamp the way we want them to. We'll add some more greens there. Okay, so now we have our hibiscus greens, and then we're going to go ahead and add a greeting on the inside. And you guys know I love this Christmas labels. It is also on the retiring, AKA the Last Chance product list. So I'm going to use Hope Your Season is Filled with Magic, which you can use straight or you can use, and the tilt here, the script is actually running uphill, so it's kind of meant to be tilted, but you can use it flat if you prefer. And then while we're stamping some pieces, I'm going to pull out from the Last Chance, the Christmas labels dies. I talked about these a whole bunch of times. I love this. It's my favorite Christmas label die right now. And hey, Margie and Tanya. Oh, Tanya says likes the two-tone paper on this card. Oh, Sue, that's a good idea. Sue suggested that when you're squishing your ink around, you can use like an old gift card, just like the plastic, like credit card shape, an old gift card to kind of squish the ink around, and then just rinse it in the sink. That's a good idea. Anyway, this is my favorite holiday greeting die here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this and we're going to use our Be Merry die, and I'm just going to pop it on the back of this. And let's see, I probably better clean the top and take this off. So do you guys use both sides of your stamp blocks all the time? As long as I can see through okay, I generally don't bother to take the second one off, but we'll go ahead and take this one off since we're actually stamping on something where the placement is kind of important. There we go. All right. And set that aside. Let's see, and put this back in here. All right, so now we have some pieces here, and the next thing we're gonna need is to attach sort of the mechanism of our card. So I have 2 pieces of the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper, also on the last chance list. So this whole Reindeer Days suite is going away. And I thought I'd check with you guys. Do you think the presents or the bells here for our card? I think either one will work. I don't know, no preferences? What I'm gonna do is go ahead and line this up here in the center. So when you're making your seatbelt card, you wanna figure out where the center of your hole is, and then you're gonna fold a tab of that paper around to the back side. And this is going to be where our attachment point is. So again, tapping down my glue, I'm gonna pop some of this on here, including under our tab and over our tab. There we go. And now I'm gonna set this down here inside our card so that that layer is trapped underneath, okay? And if you don't get it exactly in the center strip-wise, that's okay. It is nice if it can be horizontal at least. But we've got this kind of set here. This is gonna be our element. Oh, good. Bells, red side up. Everyone's in agreement. Whew. Okay, good thing that I picked the right one. And then I'm gonna take this end and I'm just gonna cut a little fishtail here, a little more, there we go, to be at the end of our card right here, okay? So it doesn't really matter how long you make this strip, you just need to have a space to tuck under, so 6 inches is good, and then you're gonna trim it to match on the end, okay? All right, so now let's bring back in our die cut green circle here, which is the darker color. So again, we have that fun contrast between these 2 colors. You can also use a piece of designer series paper for this background, and I'll show you that version of this card here at the end. So we need to add to this, we're gonna have our Be Merry greeting, and we're going to add some of our pretty hibiscus blooms to this. And so to do that, I'm gonna bring in my embossing folder, but this time we are going to use it as a hybrid. So the dies here from our Happy Hibiscus Hybrid embossing folder fit in here. And the die goes on the little Stampin' Up! Icon side, and you want to get it locked in there. So when you feel it locked in, it won't slide anymore. That's where you know you got it. And then I've got a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock, and you just want to make sure you're keeping your cardstock out of the hinge that placed there where this is the no-go zone, the hinge. And so now we have our piece here. I've got it pinched so our folder and our die and our paper don't shift. And then let's scoot back over here to our die cut machine. We're getting some good up and down exercises. I think some of you guys know that I like to sew, and I was reading some things, listening to a podcast about sewing recently that was saying that the more times you get up and move around, the better off you are for sort of the ergonomics and being friendly to your body of sewing. So like your cutting table and your sewing machine, maybe your serger, your ironing board is someplace else. Like if you have to get up, you're better off than just sitting in one place the whole time. So I'm kind of happy my embossing station is back there. So I have to stand up and move around, and it makes my Apple Watch handy. It's always like, it's time to stand up. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We're gonna open up our folder, and we have our dies here, which we can pop back in our container. And then we have this outline here, which if you're really ambitious, you could find some fun things to do with that. But we have these 3 absolutely beautiful die cut embossed hibiscus blossoms. So let's take these and we are going to go ahead and stamp on them. They're really pretty the way they are, but I think they're even prettier when they have the definition from the stamp set. So I find it very hard to stamp first and then emboss. I find it so much easier to stamp or to emboss first and then stamp. So a couple of different ways you can do this. One suggestion is to stamp upside down. So what I've done here is to ink my stamp, and then I'm going to take my die cut and pop it down on top. I'm just going to set it there. And then I'm going to use, I find hands down the best, no pun intended, the best way to make sure that this contact is good is to take another block and squish it across there so that I know that I get even contact on my flower. So there we have our inked and versus our, oh, that one is inked. I have another one here that's not. Inked versus uninked embossed flower. So they're both really pretty. And this one, you can see a lot of it too. But when you add that extra inking in there, it just really finishes off the hibiscus blossom. So this is one of the projects for the LovenStamps Monthly Tutorials for the month of December. And so when you place any size order in my online store, you get the set of 4 tutorials to go along with this. These cards as a PDF that you can download and print and however you use them. You also get 2 card kits if your order is $50 or more before shipping and tax during the month of December. So I was going to show you one of the other, here's the one of those card kits that you'll be getting actually to make this card. So again, you'll need to provide your own stamps and ink. So if you want to add the stamping around the hibiscus blossoms, then you'll have to have the Happy Hibiscus stamp set. If you're good with them to just be the knot, then know that they'll be pre-die cut and embossed for you in your kit. So you'll have a card really pretty nicely ready to go here. So, all right. So that is one of the projects that is included as a card kit. So, all right, back to our seatbelt card here. We're going to go ahead and layer. I'm going to put the put this across here. I'm going to add some tapping down adhesive across. I want to make sure that it doesn't scoot to the top and the bottom, so I haven't done an overly generous amount of adhesive. And then I'm going to pop in our circle. Give this a second. I don't want it to shift, so it's going to stay right there. Okay. And now we have our seatbelt mechanism. So you kind of see how this works. So from the top, it's going to go like this. Now, there are some things important about this card layout and how you can decorate it. So what you cannot do is overlap things like this here, because what this will do is basically like lock your seatbelt. There's no way for the seatbelt to come back through the hole if you have this tied over the edge. What you can do is overlap on this side, okay? So we're gonna overlap our greeting here because it's essentially the same as this little tab that's meant to come across and sort of act as the closure here on the front of our card. So let's look at these here. I'm gonna pop a blossom here, down here, but like I said, I'm not gonna overlap this right edge of the card. So I'm gonna grab some dimensionals. I've been using so many dimensionals. I made many tags to go with all of those 12 days of crafting kits, 12 days of crafting advent calendars. So I've been using dimensionals like a crazy person. I think I've gone through like 15 packages, or okay, it's not that many, but it feels like it. And then I forgot that I was going to put this one flat, but I'm going to just tuck it underneath. And again, not exceeding, you can exceed the edge if you don't mind that it's going to be behind here. Okay, so see how this works? So this is okay underneath, you just can't put it on top at this edge. And then we're gonna add our greeting here on top with another dimensional or 2. I might put a couple on here just because it kind of gets a little wear and tear with the edge of our card. Because of course this is one of those sort of engineering cards that people are gonna want to open and close a bazillion times because it's so cool. Like, wait, how does that work? That's so cool. Okay, so we're gonna add some extra adhesive there. And then we're going to add some embellishments to this. And for the feature this month, I've been featuring the Druzy Elements. So these are the fantastic, they come in silver and this sort of champagne-y, coppery, goldish color. So you can use whichever ones you like. But I'm going to put in, I think, a small one here, and then another large one kind of down here. So I love to use embellishments so that they strengthen the focal point, okay? It's sometimes tempting to like throw some embellishments on there because you want bling, right? Right, Sue? But I really love my embellishments to strengthen a focal point. So they're drawing your eye here to the Be Merry, which is really the focal point of the front of our card. Okay, now I do like to have one element that overlaps, and I'm going to show you the special trick on how to have a front overlapping element here after I just told you how you can't. What I want to do is I want to have a piece that's going to be on here so that when you open the front of the card, thanks, Sue. Oh, I'm glad you like this one, Anna. Thanks, Lori. When you open the front of the card, you still have this little hint of red that is on here. And so what I'm gonna do is pop this back closed so I can sort of compose my designs. And then I'm gonna pop the Stamp 3 Dimensional on. Now I'm putting the dimensional on the card, not on the element, because I want to make sure that that dimensional does not overlap and stick our card shut. But now this is the way to cheat and have an element to the right side of this circle to sort of balance the things without having the card get stuck. So it has to be there on the front of the card, not on the seatbelt circle, like that. Okay. All right, you guys like this one? Fun. Thank you for the kudos. I'm glad you like it, Anna. Now I have another version to show you of the same card. Well, two actually. This one is done with a layer of cardstock instead of the two-tone paper. So you can see it's also very pretty. This is a different designer series paper. This is from the patterns ones, the ones that come in the color family designs. So same kind of idea here, same greeting and so forth, same dies, but using just the cardstock there. And then this one also, I don't know if you can tell, but the pattern on the embossed is kind of mashed down because I stuck the layers together and then I embossed it. I embossed it, this layer, glued it down, and then cut the circle out of the front. Well, when you do that, it smashes your design. So that's why we went through those extra steps with the washi tape on this one here to hold everything together so that you could keep this paper separated to have the hole cut in the right place, but then remove it and add the dimension from the folder and then place it back on top, okay? And then I have one more version of this card. This one features the deer paper here from the retiring reindeer paper. And so this one has got a really fun busy front with that plaid designer series paper on the front as the window instead of the plain cardstock. So depending on how much like wow you want in your card, these are some really great options for putting those different choices together. So, and then you can see too on this one I used the gift paper here. So, all right. So that is project number 2. This was a couple versions of project number 1. From the December LovenStamps Monthly Tutorials. I know it's December 3rd. I already have 2 tutorials done for you guys. But woohoo for early placements, especially during this season. So I have a number of things to still show you. Let me think what they are really fast. Okay, so one is the 12 days of crafting, which we thought was closed. November 21st was really the early days. But here is the either the QR code or the code if you are having regrets that you did not get in on the 12 days of crafting kit. We have this fun insert here with the video tutorial. Links here are of course included. And then in your package, you're going to get all of those fun gift pieces here with all the tags. So 12 days of fun crafting ideas and treats and things that every crafter can use. And a string if you want to like string your bags out on like a line on your mantle or something like that. You can do that too. So again, I have 2 kits left, and when they're gone, they're gone. I haven't looked to see if there might be one gone already yet, but anyway, they'll offer those. And then the other thing is the last chance product list. And so I actually pulled a couple of these from my shelf to just kind of run through them with you. So I already have mourned the pending loss of Anna says she likes to use my inspirations for her classes because she's as a demonstrator. That's cool. I'm happy with that. The 12 Days of Crafting kit is great for everyone. So if you're a demonstrator and you're like, I would like some crafting treats, then this is a really fun way to get some, to have somebody else sort of curate a special box of goodies for you. So I actually have several demonstrators who signed up for that one. Tanya said, when does the 12 Days of Christmas start? It starts whenever you want. If you are going to open the sort of the last of the 12 on Christmas Eve, then you'll want to start on December, 12th, 13th, something like that. Whatever that 24 minus 12 days is, I always get the 1 off. The videos will be available starting December 6th. So you can treat the you can treat the 12 days however you want. If you want to just break open every single present when you get them, you are welcome to do that. Of course, like there's no penalty. No one's like, you can't eat all the chocolate in the advent calendar in the first day. If you want to wait and stick the box under your tree and open all 12 presents when you celebrate your holidays, then you can certainly do that too. If you want to do them one day at a time, then you can do that too. Just sort of time them out so that you're opening your last one whenever it's convenient for you. Like if you're traveling and you want them done before you go. But the videos will be available all starting December 6th. So you can look for the ideas for each day's little packet of things there. So, all right. So we've already mourned everyday details dies. And the fact that they are going away. Here's the name of that one in case you still needed it. These are discounted, so don't miss the chance to grab those. Autumn Expressions and its dies are on the last chance projects list. This whole suite this one has those really pretty leaves, the sort of mesh leaves and so forth, and the wild wheat ribbon, sad to see you go. Okay, so as much as I'm saying it's sad to see the things go, I'm also happy for the new things. And Stampin' Up! Is changing the system a little bit. They're not going to wait until sort of the end of time to retire products or put them on a last chance list. They're actually going to every 2 months. So December is the first time, February will be the next one, and then April. Every 2 months, they're going to release a last chance list. They're going to move things from the regular product line over to last chance, which means while supplies last, basically. Since they're introducing new products every 2 months with the online exclusives releases, it makes sense for them to kind of move things along like this. And there's no finite time for this. So if Autumn Expressions hangs around and maybe it's still available, late next summer when people are looking for autumn, great. Or for weddings, because I know this wood round is like a huge wedding image. Then that'd be great. But it also could, it's while supplies last, so it could go really quickly. We just don't really know. Sentimental Wishes and its designer series paper are going away. Christmas Friends. This one was cute. I think I showed you some cool. A cool card with this one. It was made for a different, I think it might have been the Why Did I Buy This Maker Club, which is another cool thing if you'd like to get in on. Maker Club boxes are actually mailing today too. So if you haven't signed up for that, you could still jump in. Your Maker box would be a little bit late, but anyway, the Maker boxes will go soon. So these Christmas Friends are retiring. They're a lot of fun. We have the Reindeer Fun, which I mentioned to you, is retiring. It has all those reindeer dies, the shape dies, as well as the dies that cut out images from the paper. This really fun window. This actually is a really robust die set. So if you're looking for, it has holly and presents and the deer and bells, and it's just a really great Christmas die set. Frozen Edges, which is really fun. I don't know if I've shown you too many projects with this. I just used it recently. For something. I was looking to see if I could find the project here. Oh yeah, this is a Why Did I Buy This sheet. So see this cool design here at the bottom that's like partially die cut and so forth? This one actually is from Frozen Edges, and it lets you do these cool partial cuts and has some extra snowflakes and stuff in it. So that is also retiring. Snowy Wonder, moment of silence for this one. And if you haven't seen the gel card that I shared, I am still loving this, and this one's been played with lots of times. It's been sitting in my studio. So if you're wondering, how long is that thing going to last? I don't know. It's still going. So Snowy Wonder and all of its fabulousness, also on the retiring list. And then Duckled Circles. We don't have very many dies that are this large. So if Duckled Circles is on your list of things to snag, then don't wait for this one to go either, because it is on the last chance products list. So, all right, that was a lot of information all at one time, plus a whole bunch of projects and some cool techniques and things you could jump in on if you're interested. Thank you guys for stamping with me this morning. And as always, if you have any questions, let me know. There are links in the video description for everything that I've spoken about. And of course, the products that I used today are included in the supply link that's in the comments and video description, depending on where you're watching. So you can snag those. Yeah. I hope you guys are getting excited about holidays and have some fun crafting. I know once Thanksgiving goes, it feels like last minute crafting, but really we have several weeks until Christmas is actually here. So plenty of time to take some moments and do something kind of special. I mean, special for yourself to take the time to make it. It's special for the person who's receiving it to know that you took the time and put some effort in. Do some crafting with a friend. I actually am going to visit a friend tomorrow who's not feeling very well, and I'm taking one of my paper pumpkin kits, and it's super easy. We can chat and hang out and make some cards if we feel like it, and or I can leave the kit with her if she wants to do them later. But get together with some friends and do some crafting. Or, whatever your crafting jam is, if it's to have the Christmas music like blaring in the background, and your iPad showing a picture of a fireplace in front of you and just having your stuff out, go for it. Whatever your holiday is, make sure to take some time to treat yourself and enjoy the season, rather than just being caught up in the busyness of it. So, all right, everyone, have a great day, and I will see you on Thursday with another Maker Mornings with Meg. Happy stamping. Bye, guys.